All right, good morning, everyone. Give it a minute for everyone to hop in here. How is everyone doing? So, what an insane run yesterday. I mean, absolutely incredible. Right from that data that we had and the triple top we broke right through resistance, right through the next resistance, all the way up to the next resistance. I mean, absolutely insane run. Broke out of this huge flag and this consolidation that we've been having for a long time. So insane run. Hopefully some of you guys caught it. Let's delete this and redo it. Let's see where we're at here. All right, so we had this trend line here, and look where we're at now. All right, I mean, resistance, potential resistance here. So I mean, if high day can break, you know, it looks pretty solid. We also have this previous support that is acting as a resistance, so it always lines up perfectly, guys. All right, previous support, acted as resistance, and look where we are now. So, you know, if that can break, looks pretty solid. All right, we do have the higher lows, so it's still in that wedge on Qs. So that one looks pretty solid. Anyone catch like a full run yesterday of that huge candle? Let's see what data we got today. Let me open up the watch list. So today's Wednesday. We had GDP already, pending home sales at 10 o'clock and crude oil at 10:30. So two very important numbers coming out at 10 and 10:30. So we'll have to watch for that too. You caught him early. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So that's why we need to stick to the higher time frames. Been going down a bit. Need to stick to the higher time frames. SPY up a little bit pre-market as well. Crazy run also. Next big level above is right around this resistance here. 451, also 450 psychological level. So we could definitely chart that out too. Right around 450. All right, so 450 is going to act as a resistance, and 451 is going to act as a resistance. Resume in a bit here though. All right, this is what I was trying to play yesterday. This QQQ rising wedge. Didn't really work out too well, but it is what it is. Market was very strong, so any downside plays was pretty risky. Square, I still have a few contracts left. I took these at close, 10 minutes before close, actually. I took 370. What did I take? 370. Excuse. Where did I? Where am I? 58 calls. There we go. 58 calls I took end of day on this flag break, and we got the nice little run up. It's pulling back here a bit, down 0.2%, but I have a few contracts left, so I think I have 10 left. So. If that can hold here and potentially break out over 58, looks great. Amazon's going to be my top watch at open. All right, we have this very nice pattern. Double bottom, higher lows, pushing up to resistance, also pushing up to this previous resistance here. So if it can break out over yesterday's high of 135.14, it looks very solid. Looks very solid. Okay. Microsoft, I'll be watching too. All right, we have this great flag, broke out end of day. If it can push through around 329 or so, looks very, very solid. Meta kind of had its rising wedge into this previous resistance, which kind of is a bearish pattern. So we'll have to watch and see what happens there. But this could potentially be pretty solid for puts if the market starts to move to the downside. Nvidia, let's redo this chart. It's a little hectic. All right, so we had that previous all-time high. All right, we rejected it, we broke through, we pulled back, we retested. So now we could just use that as a support. So if that 489.5 can hold, then we should push up to that high again of 502. All right. PayPal, I'm not really liking how PayPal looks anymore. BABA's pulling back 1.6%. Google, nothing really there. Tesla was up 7.6% yesterday. We took profits like over here. Can just continue to run. Incredible. The risk to reward here is just not worth it for anything. AMD broke out yesterday, right? We had the 105s, but ended up working out perfect. We just got a bad entry. Apple is sitting at this resistance of 184.95, right? This previous resistance is acting as a resistance again. Netflix, potential double top here, right? It's starting to reject around this zone. Shop, no thanks. Coin, Coin had a nice flag end of day, right? This little flag broke out, pulled back though. Rivian, great run too. Started to move up. It's curling, right? It created that base, started to curl. All right, same with Coin, had that crazy news with the SEC. Right, so it broke out of that huge downtrend. And that's really it. My favorite setups at open are Qs, Square, Amazon, and Microsoft. Do like Microsoft the best, I think, though. Roku levels, let's take a look. So Roku, right, it kind of had this base here. Whoops. Kind of formed like this wedge. Right, we had this previous triple top here, which was acting as a new support, acted as a resistance. We also have this previous resistance here, where we bounced off of. Right, resistance turned into a support, and it's pushing up now. So I think over 81 looks very solid on Roku here. Those look very solid. This looks like it's also lining up a bit. Not the cleanest, but it's pretty lining up pretty good. But yeah, Roku looks solid. This could definitely push up to like 84 today. Right. Oops. So this one looks like coin too. Right, it was in this range, it pushed up, pulled back. You know, it's been in a downtrend for a decent amount of time now, since July. And I finally got that good news yesterday. Right, all the crypto names, and it pushed up a bit. But setup wise, you know, looking at the chart, is really nothing. I do like Amazon. Amazon looks pretty good. Amazon looks pretty good. But we do have data at 10. We do have data at 10:30. It's also Wednesday. Wednesdays are typically choppier. So again, it's just something to note. Something to note. Netflix, yeah. Sure. Roku's okay. And let's take a look. At 80. Well, we're above 80. Yeah, it rejected, right? It has that resistance at 81. So if 81 can break, it's going to push up to 84. Thank you, Bino. Carvana. So this one is sitting at that resistance too. But it's just too choppy. It's really not that many good charts besides Microsoft and Amazon. That's really it. So it's really all I'll be watching, Microsoft and Amazon. Okay. You have a few tickers on your watch list, but after a day like yesterday, you want to focus on SPY QQQ. Not a bad idea. I'll just be focusing on Amazon and Microsoft. Amazon could be first. With the price target of 135 or 136. Looks pretty solid. Too big of a downtrend for me on C. Meta. Yeah, so Meta is pushing into this previous support. Right, we had this previous triple top here. Acted as a resistance on this trend line as well. We can even draw it like this. Right, that works as well. And it's got a rising wedge right into it. So I like this short. Meta looks very, very solid short if this rejects. So if this starts to break down, so that looks pretty solid. The video is up 0.5% here pre-market. Yeah, Amazon looks great. Intel wedge. Assuming you're looking at either something like that, or it could be like this. And it needs to hold this. Right, support, resistance, support. So it needs to hold there on Intel. Crappy day out today, it's pouring by me. Right, so we'll have to keep an eye on Qs. If Qs starts to break above here, then Meta and Amazon and Microsoft will look solid. If not, then we're gonna see a decent sized pullback probably to around 372. So that's what I'm watching. So I'm gonna go set up the Zoom. If anyone has any questions, feel free to message me in the Discord. Qs we definitely need to watch though, because we could definitely see a decent sized pullback today after a nice run. Pouring by you also. It's 112 by you? Damn, crazy.